Deputy Commissioner of Police, that can Salib, to read this message. We are honored to have you in our midst. And we will listen to your message. I'm sure it's all about security.
The administration also designed the comprehensive strategy aimed at addressing the root causes of insecurity and crime, crimes such as poverty, unemployment, and social inequality. The administration has to its credit several socio-economic intervention programs to tackle poverty and reduce unemployment among the country's ordinary and vulnerable citizens. It is saddening, however, that in spite of all these efforts and more widespread insecurity has persisted, hardly any day passes without reports of violence, abductions, killings, banditry, terrorist invasions, and bloodshed. Indeed, organized crime in Nigeria has become pervasive. Kidnapping for ransom, cybercrime, smuggling of arms, drug trafficking, and trafficking in persons, among others, are now common spectacles. Between 2022 and 2023, reports had it that the Nigeria Police Force intercepted a shipment of 1,000 AK-47 rifles concealed in a container at the Lagos port. In collaboration with the NDLEA, also, uh, in collaboration, the NDLEA also seized 2.3 tons of methamphetamine hard drugs in Lagos, described as one of the largest illicit drug hauls in West Africa. In 2023, the Cybercrime Unit of the Nigeria Police and operatives of the EFCC arrested a syndicate responsible for defrauding foreign investors of over $10 million dollars through a sophisticated online siphoning scam. The list goes on and on. Nigeria is currently ranked as the eighth most terrorized country in the world. The situation is not unconnected with the rise and somewhat sustained onslaughts of insurgent groups like the Boko Haram and its splinter rivals, the Islamic State West African province. Nigeria has remained under significant security siege as a result of their hostilities, especially in the northeastern flanks of the country. In response to the daunting and frustrating security challenges confronting the nation, especially in remote communities, some vocal voices are speaking up. A former Minister of Defense, Lieutenant General Tiflos Anjuma, retired, recently advised Nigerians to defend themselves against bandits, terrorists, and other criminals. Speaking in the aftermath of recent spate of killings in Plateau and Benue State, Danjuma said the killings validated his warning about 5 years back that government alone cannot adequately secure the citizens. He said Nigerians must rise and defend themselves and not sit back and watch while bandits and other criminal gangs massacre innocent citizens and communities. Lately, the Director General DSS, Mr. Ajayi, also expressed the need to allow communities some level of armament to enable them to defend themselves against the bandits. He is quoting, you do not expect the Nigerian Army, Police, and DSS to protect every Nigerian. It is not going to work. What we have to start experimenting is how we can make the community to become the first in the line of defense on God. That is the Ajayi DSS. Likewise, agitations are currently ongoing for the creation of state police structures. The 19 northern governors, under the auspices of the Northern State Governors Forum, a few days ago, they demanded an immediate review of the Nigerian security strategy and the creation of state police to tackle the resurgence of terrorists in some parts of the northeast, killing in the northwest and the north central, as well as the general insecurity in the country. All these are coming up because of the rising profile of insecurity in the country and the desperate search for solutions. While the validity for self-defense cannot be totally discountenanced, care must be taken to ensure that it does not lead to self-help, abuse, jungle justice, and lawlessness. On the hysteria for state police, the call is like robbing Peter to pay Paul. If the federal government is being accused of abusing its control of the federal police, the Nigerian police force, because of its unitary command structure, are there not are there not chances that states will do exactly the same or even worse if state police structures are established under the control of governors? It is a question mark. Indeed, creating 36 state police establishments at this stage of the nation's fledgling democracy may be akin to splitting the government's control, abuse, and misuse of the police into 36 places. In addition to the federal capital FCT, which will be under the control of the federal government, this will be a recipe for chaos. He now went on to provide a way forward. Organized criminal networks, whether they are into terrorism or insurgency, illicit drugs and trafficking, human trafficking, notorious cyber criminal gangs, kidnapping, violence, and general banditry, etc., exploit the incorrigible economic hardship and the high unemployment rate in the country to recruit victims. Sometimes the potential criminals don't even know what they are being recruited into, as many of them are tricked into crime in the guise of being offered lucrative job opportunities locally or abroad. Since it has been proven that the use of force alone cannot address security challenges, the government should invest sufficiently and resolutely in addressing poverty, unemployment, and social inequality to reduce the major drivers of crime and insecurity. This will assist in drying up the pool from which organized crime draws membership. There is also the urgent need for adequate and sustained efforts to enhance internal security provisioning. The Nigeria Police Force is the main security agency vested with the mandate for internal security responsibilities, but the police is not properly kitted to do the job. The Nigeria Police Force is not properly funded. It does not have enough manpower, up-to-date training, as well as adequate remuneration and motivation. Intensified investment in security reforms, modernized equipment, and the training for security agencies are therefore crucial. Should the country forge ahead with the creation of state police under the prevailing deficit conditions of the Nigeria Police Force, there is no guarantee that the crime wave will be arrested and anytime soon, except for more resourced states that are committed to the proper funding and the kitting of their own police entities. The country should take, it is still his own advice, the country should take advantage of the potentials for crime fighting offered by community policing. The community policing approach engages with local communities. It provides mutual trust, respect for citizens' rights, dialogue, and reconciliation. Community policing can help in isolating insurgents as well as at risk youths and prevent their recruitment into crimes. The challenges posed by border security are additional critical concerns for national security. Nigeria shares boundaries with four West African countries as follows: Cameroon to the east, Benin Republic to the west, Chad to the northeast, and the Niger Republic to the north proper. Nigeria's borders, stretching to over 4,000 kilometers, are also acclaimed to be porous. This is frightening. For the porous borders, make room for the illegal movement of goods, including arms, ammunition, and questionable individuals into the country. This exacerbates Nigeria's security threats, especially terrorism, smuggling of drugs, and human trafficking, among others. All of these pose significant challenges to law enforcement agencies in the country. The subsistence scant infrastructure provisioning at the nation's borders should be firmly addressed, including the provision of sufficient manpower, adequate surveillance, and monitoring technology, and the proper coordination, interagency cooperation between the law enforcement agencies manning the borders, especially the police, Nigeria Customs Services, and the military. Strong collaboration between the police and the military in joint security operations, including border patrols, should be intensified, taking cognizance of pervading banditry, insurgency, terrorism, and organized crime. Strengthening partnerships with international organizations, especially the United Nations Office on Counterterrorism, UNOCT, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol, and other organizations and countries are also very necessary for the purpose of strengthening counterterrorism efforts and supporting security sector reforms. Regular evaluation and assessment of the country's security strategies, procurement, adaptation, and the integration of adequate modern technology for security operations have also become absolutely necessary for effectively tackling the country's current security drift, as well as evolving security threats. I thank you all. He finished.